2025 was a very busy but also difficult year for the RPD. As the mayor mentioned, thankfully, all three of our officers who were shot in December are out of the hospital and continue to improve. But those three officers were three out of more than 180 officers injured on the job in 2025. I'm also happy to report that violent crime continues to drop. As the mayor mentioned, homicides dropped for the fourth year in a row. They dropped to 36 last year compared to 85 in 2021 and 47 last year. 23 of these homicides were firearm related, which is a 47% drop from our 5-year average. Already at a 72% closure rate for 2025, we have several more additional arrests pending for homicides. As far as non-fatal shootings, our number of shooting victims dropped in 2025 to 162 from our high of 419 in 2021. And for comparison, we had 206 in 2024. Our non-fatal shooting unit, again, which is a unit that we piloted as part of our GIVE project with New York State, continues to thrive with a closure rate of approximately 50% in 2025. And again, I remind you, nationwide, the solvability rate for non-fatal shootings is usually in the area of 10 to 14%. Our non-fatal shooting unit solvability rate does continue to increase. Again, in 2024, it was 40%, and the year before that, it was 30%. We continue to have success in our targeted areas that we work. For example, the Scioto and Weld Street area. Over the last several years, Clinton section coordinated what we call a case of place response due to repeated acts of gunfire and neighborhood complaints. There were 5 people shot there in 2022 and 6 in 2023. A case of place response doesn't just look at offenders in a specific area, but also looks at the area itself. We try to do analysis of locations, lighting, environmental design, and other factors that drive the violence. This case of place investigation was a collaborative effort with our other partners in the community, such as the Lewis Street YMCA, the New Bethel CME Church, Delta Sonic Car Wash, and other neighbors and partners in that area. The success of this case of place response and the collaborative work so far has led to no one having been shot in the Scioto Weld area in 2024 or 2025. Last year, actually beginning in 2024, but we completed rolling out the program in 2025, was our Leave Behind Naloxone program. At the end of 2024, we began the program by distributing naloxone or Narcan kits to high-risk individuals. In 2025, I'm happy to say we distributed over 1,600 kits in our community. We also continue our gun-involved violence elimination program with New York State. As part of that is our Cobra Patrol initiative, which again is our patrols on targeted street segments. And I remind you, the data shows us that citywide, if you look at the city, we've divided the city into approximately 10,000 street segments. We were then able to say that 100% of our gunfire occurs in only about 16 of those segments, 16% of those segments. So using our evidence-based policing strategy, we conduct proactive patrols in that 16%. This includes a heavy emphasis on simply getting out of the car and walking. In 2025, we conducted over 12,000 of these directed foot patrols and proactive assignments, mostly in our 37 targeted area covering 96 city blocks. This led to an approximate 37% reduction in gunfire in our top street segments from the year before, compared to a 30% drop citywide. For 2026, where are we going moving forward? We're going to continue our emphasis on our non-fatal shooting program. Our closure rates are still increasing. We are working diligently to increase them even more. We are also placing more of an emphasis in 2026 on our domestic violence responses. In 2025, we had the following. We had 4 domestic-related homicides We had 14 officers injured during domestic incidents, including 3 shot and 1 seriously injured after his police car was intentionally rammed by the suspect. We completed over 5,536 domestic incidents reports in 2025. 3,372 of those were for domestic-related criminal offenses. So in mid-2025, we introduced and began the STRIVE program. It stands for Statewide Targeted Reductions in Intimate Partner Violence. This program focuses on improving responses to domestic and intimate partner violence by enhancing collaboration between law enforcement, courts, probation, and other service providers, such as our partners at Willow. The idea is to improve survivor safety, offender accountability, and coordinated community response using evidence-based strategies. We have a coordinator, a full-time coordinator who started a few months ago for STRIVE, and an analyst who starts this week. We have already had several success stories. At the beginning of November, we had an incident in which an ex-boyfriend broke into the female victim's home, hit her with a handgun, strangled her, bit her. Through STRIVE, we immediately put together a detail and apprehended this offender within days. At the time of his arrest, he had a handgun and drugs on his person. Through our interagency cooperation, we learned that he was instructing others to go to the victim's home on his behalf. Utilizing our partners at Willow, the STRIVE program was able to get the victim safely relocated before anything else could happen, and as I said, take this dangerous offender into custody. 2026 also will see our continuation of the bus patrol program, which again just went live, issuing $250 citations to folks who pass our school buses. So far, the program is issuing hundreds of violations per day, hundreds, and that's just in the city of Rochester with city school buses. We're also busy, diligently planning for the summer, for all the summer events and festivals that our city sees, for making sure everyone is safe and everything goes off without a hitch.